So I was just doing my role, team player.
Darnell, what is your injury and how did it happen?
It happened over spring, just training, things like that, but nothing serious.
Did you wonder whether, if the foot injury hadn't happened, you might have had the season that Brock had? Or
I really don't think like that. I just think of it as, shit, we won the Natty, so I mean, what's better than that?
So what are your expectations now? Brock back, and Eric is playing tight end. Are there enough balls? Are there enough snaps for everybody?
I believe so. It's just something. I just got to come back off injury and just, work, just like my Brock and Eric and everybody else in the tight end room doing. We all working, so I just feel like only time tells.
I know Georgia uses a lot of double, 3 tight end set. Is that kind of what you're looking at? Is that this isn't like old school tight end where only one guy really could play, that they could?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, we did it last year, as you've seen, and why not do it this year again?
How hungry are you to kind of be fed, get touches and catches and all that? I mean, it's a very talented room, I know.
Yeah, it's a talented room, but like I said earlier, I just do my role. If my role is to block, I'll block. I'm a role player.
I guess with all those frustrations, how seriously have you considered transferring and going elsewhere? And how much have you talked with Kirby, Coach Monty, and Coach Hartley about maybe the pros and cons of it?
Not really. I kind of don't think about that. I just think about just coming here.
With the injuries and quarterback changes and all that kind of stuff, I mean, do you still feel like you're getting settled in to your Georgia career, even though you've kind of been here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just committed here. I just felt settled in, and them opening up their arms and accepting me here. Was home, I guess. I feel pretty settled in here with whoever's throwing the ball or whoever's at corner.
With your family, I mean, I look at a guy like you with your talent again, and I think, is this a contract year? I mean, you look like the kind of guy with one good year that could be in the league. You have to approach it that way, or is it how you look?
I mean, I really don't know the future, but I mean, hopefully, I hope for a good year. Hope to go pro next year, but I don't know. No one knows.
Last spring, the spring game, I think you had a big game. How important is it that you were able to have something like that behind you? Like, is it considering that the injuries have kind of derailed your seasons a little bit? Was that a big G-Day game for you, and is that something you kind of carry in the back of your mind that's there for you once you get on?
I say I live day by day. So whatever's in the past, and I really don't look forward to the future. So I just think of today, like what I could do today to get better, as in like anything mental, physical, anything like that.
When you came in, I'm trying to think, was there like a need before? Because I remember, and again, forgive me for asking a question dating back, it's the first time I talked to you. I remember Kirby was on you, or somebody was on you in practice. It was about conditioning. Is that because of a knee or something that happened the summer before you came in?
Nah. You talking about freshman year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I came in. I just came in, a little bit heavier than what I thought I was from high school, but I just, I wasn't up to college speed yet. It's just me, getting used to playing with the big boys. So that's
how tough is that? I mean, I guess you're from Nevada. How tough is it to adjust to not just any program, but this program? Because a lot of people say this place ain't for everybody.
Yeah, it's for sure not. It's a different speed from, I'm not going to just say it's Las Vegas, but the West Coast in general. It's for sure faster. Everyone's big here, everyone's physical. It's just something you just got to adjust to, or you don't belong here.
Darnell, I know you and Eric were two of the top tight ends in that class. What was y'all's relationship like before college, and how has it changed since you've come to Georgia?
Before college, we knew each other through camps, things like that, but nothing serious. We texted. It was just normal high school recruiting stuff. Now, I guess it changed. For example, literally I picked them up early in the morning to come to workouts, and we just built upon that good relationships.
You call yourself a role player. I mean, not many 5-stars kind of have that mindset. You know, what has Coach Hartley talked about? How he envisions, you know, you growing a game?
One thing with Harley, I mean, he's a coach. He's all about if we're physical. Like he said, one thing he says in like during the meeting rooms, he'd be like, he don't really care if we catch 100 balls. He says like as long as we're physical and dominant at the point of attack, that's all he really cares about. Winning on one-on-one blocks, things like that.
At the same time, it seems like every time the ball is thrown your way, it's a giant mismatch. And people wonder why that doesn't happen more. Are there things that they've actually talked to you about that you do need to get better at in order for it to happen?
I feel like everyone got to get better at something, you know, in their bag, in their game. I know I got to get better at, you know, one-on-one situations as well, even though I may have big plays or things like that, but I know I got to get better at just a little stuff, footwork, and, you know, things like that.
One-on-one before the ball is thrown or when the ball is thrown?
Before, both, you know.
Get to separation?
Yeah, you know, both things.
Did you give us a timeline on when you'd be back out of the booth and back going?
If it was up to me, like my guess would be like spring. I mean, not spring, summer. But I mean, I'm really not sure.
Having gone through the like spring practice before, what about missing those spring reps is so challenging?
I'd say biggest factor is just staying locked in. You know, because I mean, I'm not out there, so I was on the sideline looking at the signal, seeing what whoever's in like Reek or Brad or whoever it may be, just saying like, all right, like if I didn't know that signal, I'd be like, all right, you know, like this is what I would have had, or, you know, things like that.
And is having that just so much talent in that tight end room, has that been a motivation for you?
Just like the talent.
Yeah, just the talent and being able to see some of the seasons the guys have had.
You said it's a challenge for me.
Has that been a motivator for
motivation. Yeah. You know, I feel like we all push and lean on each other. You know, to get better in certain areas. Like I don't know, give a pointer tip to Brett, or Brett may give a pointer tip to Brock, or you know, just pass along throughout the room, bounce it out. You know, during the meetings and film.
There's 1 minute left in case y'all want to go to Tresman, so just a warning.
Where do you think you made the most growth since you come to Georgia?
I said my blocking. For example, if you go back to my high school film, I didn't block. I was a receiver technically in high school. So when I came here, you know, I never blocked against Trayvon, any guys like that. You know, coming from Las Vegas, never blocked against like a guy like Aziz, things like that. So I feel like blocking was my
Yet they
biggest.
still say you're one of the best blockers. Is that just technique, or is it want to, or how do you explain that?
I guess just my mindset, you know, just flipped from catching a lot of balls